Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Subnautica. Well, so I just went a bit, filled my stats, and also have now one water more, 15 OZ. Well, as far as I can see now, I still didn't receive any messages or so on, but I know that I'm infected, and I know how much was this now? I have 2 weeks to survive, she said, or so on, which means maybe I have to wait a whole day or so. What brings me now to the conclusion that maybe now is the perfect time to cell scans complete. So yeah, you saw that. Day 65, and there I have scanned myself, and maybe I just have to wait a little bit, because we have received that message, back when we were down there with the Seamoth, when we discovered that destroyed alien facility. So we went there, and then it said to us, but look at that, something is wrong, scan yourself. And so I think it was there. Or was it there on the volcano? Well, so we would have had to scan ourselves back then, so a very, very long time ago, because then maybe it would have been perfect here with the time or so. So maybe just 1 week, maybe I have to wait a whole week until I receive a new message or so, which maybe I'm gonna wait now. Just to try it out. I can maximize my I can maximize my other resources maybe in the meantime, but I don't really need to. Maybe I can prepare already something here for the rocket. Let me just check that. I need here 1 plasteel ingot, 4 sulfur, 4 kyanite, and iron power cell 2. So sulfur is something else. I have to maybe get down there again. I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe it's gonna be somewhere else. So I'm gonna wait until I will have to do that. And look at this: plasteel, 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 and it's also titanium. So I'm gonna at least craft 2 titanium ingot in here and 1 plasteel. So that's something what I'm gonna do, but that I'm gonna do off camera, or well, maybe afterwards. So let's first go here through all these pluses until I will have finally done everything. Okay, so this advanced diploidal is a catch-all solution for mimicking. So to be clear, I will now go through all these texts because I wanted to do that, and I think now is the best way to do it. Creature decoy. This advanced deployable is a catch-all solution for mimicking the behavior of a living creature for purposes of scientific research or predator evasion. Vibrates, cycles air and water, and sends out randomized high-frequency sound waves to emulate a living organism. May be hand-placed or launched by compatible Cyclops submarines. Short on-board battery provides limited lifespan. Attracts predators of all kinds. A light stick. I think I don't have that yet. A mobile battery-powered light stick which provides low-level lightning. Okay, that's not good. In a 360-degree area and can be attached to most surfaces. The propulsion cannon. The propulsion cannon allows technicians to manipulate gravitational forces at ranges up to 20 meters. It is commonly used in construction and mining to move materials. Wow, such a great invention. Operating instructions. Pull the trigger once to lock onto and track a single target object weighing less than 25 kilos. Okay. The object can now safely be retrieved from the gravitational beam. Alternatively, pull the trigger a second time to propel the object at speed away from the device. Not recommended for use on organic subjects. The prop cannon, some species are telekinetic, for everyone else there's Altera. Radiation suit. This suit fully protects against the effects of radiation during land, sea and space exploration. Safety rated up to 400 SVA per hour. Cross-compatible with all AEP suit functionality, sleek the radiation fluid and necessary precaution in a post-mat world. Reinforced dive suit. This suit is reinforced with synthetic fibers to reduce incoming physical and thermal damage. Shock absorption reduces physically impact vessel velocity by approximately 50%. Rated for temperature up to 70 degrees. Okay. Disclaimer, you are not vulnerable when wearing this suit. Invulnerable. Okay. Good to know. Reinforced dive suit. Why take chances when you can take Altera? Always Altera. I've already. The repair tool can be targeted at any common device, control panels, habitat modules, radios, etc. to stitch wires and seam back together at the atomic level. All good technicians keep one of these under their pillow. Most people don't care why it works, just that it saved their life that one time. In case you're curious, it combines scanner and fabricator technologies to determine the proper specifications for the targeted object, and then rearranges the available physical material to match the original specs. Ah, okay. The Altera repair tool. Get your fix. The repulsion cannon. The repulsion cannon is a moderate of the base propulsion cannon, which enhances its propulsion effect at the cost of the ability to draw objects closer. It can be fabricated using a modification station and is commonly employed in a self-defense and a less than lethal firearm. Yeah, we know that. Oh, yeah, exactly. Status rifle. I didn't build this one. I think I won't. Yeah, really I won't. Yeah, I tried it out, and it really isn't as useful, because if there is like a predator, you have to shoot it like every 5 seconds or so. Anyway, this rifle uses patented technology to slow time around an entry to a full stop as the law of physics will permit, essentially anchoring the target in place without affecting its internal workings. It is designed to facilitate scientific and engineering operations by expanding the window of opportunity for action in time-sensitive scenarios. The status rifle features an independent replaceable power cell, and the trigger may be held down to increase the area of effect and duration. Common applications include slowing fast-moving mechanisms such as fan belts to facilitate maintenance operation, temporarily incapacitating organisms for research purposes, navigating perilous spaces by freezing potential threats. Yeah, but it's really just for a little time, not so long. NB may not function correctly on large life forms. Yeah, exactly. The Altera series rifle lives fast, why not put it on pause? And yeah, that's a time capsule. Okay, blueprints. Bulkhead door. The bulkhead door is designed to separate compartments while reinforcing structural integrity with its solid titanium frame. The door can be opened and closed to seal off compartment in the event of fire or flooding, or simply for privacy. Floodlight. The standard issue floodlight is designed to focus a bright beam of light in a single direction, useful in all kinds of industrial and emergency operations. Functions in all known environments. Moonpool. The moonpool is an essential module for long-term exploration. Its primary function is as a dry dock for small vehicles such as the Seamoth and the Prawn suit. The large central chamber contains a pressurized pool which provides ready access to the surroundings water and come as standard with equipment for raising and recharging a vehicle. When outfitted with a vehicle modification station, the moonpool can be used to build and equip vehicle upgrades. Ratings: dimension 16 meters per 10 per 5, 6 points connection, habitable hull strength liability at sea level -5, equivalent 4 rooms, capacity 1 seamonth per suit, high power consumption. Scanner room. This advanced habitat module can transform a small outpost into a burgeoning science and exploration station. A 3D display in the center of the room stores local topographical data. System can scan for and pinpoint particular materials. Remotely controlled drones scan the area up to 500 meters in range. Wall-mounted camera feeds allows for live control of scouting drones. Upgrade console may be used to enhance the module's functions. Yep, everything works like it's written. Spotlight. A permanent lighting solution developed for installation on existing habitats and facilities. Automatically rotates on a 180-degree arch. Motion sensitive, will track nearby moving objects. Draw electricity from main power. Draws. Water filtration system. The filtration system draws water unfit for human consumption for an external source, automatically splits it into its constituent parts, and outputs consumable liquid water and salts, while disposing of any harmful byproduct. It can be built in any compatible habitat module, but has substantial power requirements. Oh yeah. The Altera water filtration system. Any liquid into pure, refreshing pH balanced water? Yes sir, any liquid. Done. Power. Bioreactor. On planets where organic matter is plentiful but sunlight is not, a reliable bioreactor will frequently prove the most efficient power solution. May be installed in any multi-purpose habitat room, chemically compose organic materials, converting them into energy over time. Accepts all plants matter from seeds and spores to moldy fruits and vegetables. Can also process animal matter, fat, muscle eggs, everything, and some organic waste products. Energy production is proportionate to the calories in the organic matter. The bioreactor, totally organic. Nuclear reactor. Renewable energy sources will usually be sufficient for maintaining a small outpost. For everything else, there's a nuclear power, powered by up to 4 replaceable uranium reactor rods. Do not attempt to replace reactor rods without a full radiation suit. Do not attempt to overclock reactor. Nuclear is ideal for energy-intensive operations such as self-sufficient colonies supporting more than 20 people, industrial outposts operating multiple docks and heavy machinery, research station housing live specimens. Thermal plant. The first rule of survival in a hostile environment is to work with the resources available. If it's 800 degrees outside and you're in danger of burning to death at any moment, you may as well get some cheap, reliable energy out of it. Converts heat energy into electricity. Always take thermometer reading before attempting installation. Core mechanism are housed in a heat-resistant chassis but are not impervious to extreme temperatures. The thermal power plant, it's hot. Vehicles. Cyclops. The Cyclops is the most popular and reliable deep-sea submersible in the galaxy. By comparison to the competition, it can be crewed by just one pilot, hence the name. It features 3-speed manual piloting controls and forward observation deck for precision maneuvering, dry dock for transportation, maintenance, and recharging of scouting vehicles. Extensive storage solutions in the keel hold section, internal and external video feeds, onboard AI for threat detection, extensive customization options. Advice for captains. Higher speeds generate additional noise, which may attract undesired attention. Power consumption, engine off 0, slow 25, standard 50, flank 100. Sound running mode may be activated in conjunction with any speed setting to reduce noise close to 0 at a substantial additional power cost. Cyclops upgrades may be fabricated at the terminal in the engine room and installed at the neighboring panel. Ratings. Top speed 8 meters per second, 3 meters per second. Then power, replaceable power cells. Dimensions 54 meters per 14 per 12, persons 1 to 6. And B. The Cyclops does not feature habitation quarters. It is recommended the captain draw up a rota to decide who gets to sleep in the corridor each night. Automatic fire suppression, hull damage on high speeds increase fire risk. No, I had to build that add-on. Aha, not feature, okay. Yeah. Imaginary ballast. In the event of full system failure, this vehicle will think. Okay. Prawn suit MK3. Since there was already a MK1 and 2, the pressure reactive waterproof nanosuit is a range of mechs designed to protect the pilot from extreme environments. The MK3 is the latest iteration and has so far only been rolled out by Terra for their own high-value phasegate-related operations. The suit is fully insulated from the outside environment. Powerful hydraulic limbs allow for manipulation of objects and powered traversal of the environment. Rear-mounted thrusters provide maneuverability in low-gravity environments. A range of modifications are available to facilitate resource extraction and enhance operation. The prawn suit. It's got you covered. Seamoth. The Seamoth is a one-person vehicle with an independent replaceable power cell fitted in a rear and a fully customizable design. Low-power multi-directional thrusters enable it to function equally well in sea or space environments. Most long-range vessels carry at least 2 vehicles of this class to facilitate the exploration 2 times, of small astronomical bodies. However, they can also be fabricated as standard mobile vehicle bay. Ratings. Top speed 13 meters per second, 13 meters per second, acceleration 5 meters per second, distance per power cell 10 kilometers, crash depth 300 meters below sea level, aware module slots 4, 3 meters per 1.5 per 1, persons 1. Seamoth may be modified by installing upgrade modules to the access point mounted on the wing. These include increased cargo storage, superior power, pressure and collision compensation, enhanced sonar, defensive capabilities. These modules may only be manufactured at a Monpool outfitted with a vehicle modification station. The Seamoth, it goes anywhere but land. Blueprints are done. Let's first eat something and then go back to the text. No. 1, 2, 3. And that's gonna be okay. Stabilizing. Yeah, I know that. Then again, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Oh, okay, you filtrated already. Let's take everything, so you can do something else in the meantime. While we are reading. Okay. Nothing here. You know, I just thought about it. We went to the research facility on our own, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So, yeah. I will go to the other facility in the next episode. So, I'm gonna read now through. This is gonna be a very long episode because I want to cover just everything here. I'm gonna read everything here or listen to in this episode, which may, well, go as long as it goes then. And in the next episode, I'm ready to start. Just for a little information. So let's... Blueprints. I've done that. Data downloads, alien data, okay. Oh yeah, I've already read that. Or are survivors then? Listen to.
I'm not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open? That's what the robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
Yeah, alright. Well, as a little comment, even if he would have studied a lot and been the best doctor in the world, well, this would have been still an alien disease and he would have died. And very early, actually. Very, very early. He just landed there and then he died. Because he then just got the infection. Wow. Lifepod 19, to all crew. If you are reading this, then you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this Lifepod's onboard computer, contrary to my orders. I've been forced to evacuate. The orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope you see you there. That's done. Degasi, no codes and clues. Lifepod 4, transmission origin. A distress signal has been received from Lifepod 4, but the attached coordinates were corrupted. Lost available photographic data has been downloaded and analyzed. Flotation device active. Lifepod located at sea level. Pod is in close proximity to radioactive fallout from the Aurora. Transmission origin approximately 150 meters northwest of the Aurora's port midsection. Did you actually find this or not? Lifepod 7, transmission origin. A distress signal has been received from Lifepod 7. Yeah. Crew reported problems with the onboard fabricator, sunk to 200 meters in an area of low ecological activity. Transmission origin approximately 1 kilometer southwest of the Aurora's stern section. So yeah, it would have approximately 1 kilometer southwest, so I would have to go to the stern section, I don't know where that is, and then go 1 kilometer southwest. The problem is I don't know how much 1 kilometer is, which means I would have to put a little pod to where I started and then just look there that I have 1 kilometer 1 kilometer distance. Anyway, here is Aurora Auxiliary Mission Orders. So that's RV. Aurora Auxiliary Mission Orders. Mission Research Crew. Yeah, we already read that. Yeah, already read that. Then Auxiliary Research. Age at time of disappearance 19. Bart Torgal. Okay. Let's see, Vice President of Torgal Corporation. Lost in space near planet 4546b. The only legitimate child of Paul Torgal. Beneficiary of enhanced learning techniques and cerebral implants. GD trained in advanced biochemistry and stellar economics. What words. Emissary Kazar reports Bart was accompanying his father to a newly constructed deep space station where he was to serve a 5-year term as chief operating officer. Okay. Merrick Maida. She was 42, freelance security personnel. Mercenary born in the Mongolian states, experienced in a ship-to-ship and close-quarters combat techniques, tours of duty with the Mongolian Defense Force and the Trans-System Federation. These are honorably discharged from the TSF 15 years ago, foregoing of missions. Details classified. Emissary Kazar reports Maida was hired to accompany Paul Torgal on board the degasi into uncharted space and defend the ship in case of assault by pirate or rival corporations. Okay, that's done. And so yeah, we're gonna hear the whole degasi survivor story.
thought it might get claustrophobic living underwater. Father feels it is. He'd tell me it was childish, but I stare out of the window and sometimes I think how lucky I am to see this world up close. Back on the island, I wouldn't have believed the creatures that live down here. The fish, they glow. There's one that's 90% eyeball. Snakes twice the length of a habitat compartment. Certainly, it's not all friendly. Most of the plant life is toxic. I learned that the hard way. But I've managed to coax some marble melons into growing indoors. And when they don't cover our dietary needs, well, we eat the fish themselves. It's a bit gross, but it's nothing they wouldn't do. I've been attempting to document my findings. Father approves. He says understanding is power, that the more we know about this planet, the more we can use it to our advantage. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's not easy without proper equipment and network access, but the old-fashioned way, observing, taking notes, testing theories, shows me the world in a way a spectroscopic analysis never could. Lately, I've been watching the crab snakes. They ambush their prey as it tries to feed on the mushrooms they hide in. What they don't eat settles on the seabed, which fertilizes the mushrooms, which feeds the herbivores, and so the chain continues. Co-evolution gives me the fuzzies.
Alright. Stalker teeth.
Something incredible just happened. Since we're down here, I had this plan to build equipment and study the life forms we were encountering, but I didn't have enough enameled glass. So, I started looking for a natural substrate that would strengthen the glass we have, and those stalker teeth we've been finding fit the bill. Only, well, we needed more. That's when Marguerite got interested. She actually listened to me, more than I can say for Father, and I worked up the courage to talk about my more tentative theories. When I told her they were attracted to metal deposits, that their teeth get dislodged when they pick them up, her eyes narrowed and she dashed out of the room. 3 hours later, she came back, her pack loaded down with stalker teeth. I asked her about it. She shrugged and said my theories were good. Said she had the meeting out of the palm of her hand. I think she meant it literally. She is incredible. She went out to the kelp forest armed with just a heat blade and went fin to fin with a pack of stalkers. On the one hand, that is the coolest thing I have ever heard. On the other, I hope the stalkers didn't come off worse than Marguerite did. She had a huge gash on her forearm. I don't think things went as smoothly as she made out. And what's the point in surviving here if we have to kill everything that makes it so wonderful? I wish I knew more about these animals, but Father won't let me leave the habitat. Maybe with all this glass, we could build a containment unit and get up close to them.
Yeah, good idea. Stalker teeth. Return from the deep. I'm curious about deeper. Melody, risk-taking, disaster. Oh, okay, that's Paul Bartorgels. That's the father. And that's the gassy voice log. So Bartorgels log 3. Return from the deep. Okay.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Huh. You just hear that. We know that that's from the trailer. From the announcement trailer. Okay, so it's Bartorgel from Degasi. Well, we knew that already, but here is the text, 1-1. So, this is now Degasi voice log, so not his own like comments or so, but it's like the voice log. Yeah, still a bit to cover.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators, fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship, and your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
Okay, then the storm.
Son, I said wait for the storm to pass. Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of storm water? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. No staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
Oh, yeah, it looks like we are missing here one voice log. Seems I've missed one. So, #3. I think #3 should be still on the island, or on the, well, I really don't think so, but then a bit on the first degasi house. But yeah, there are 3 locations where they could be. So only one is missing. Anyway.
What is that thing?
I don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen.
It's not even scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing.
We're not the first people to come to this planet.
People. Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out by staying here.
Okay, now they're getting curious. So let's hear what continues.
Son, there is always a pecking order. And in our world, money makes a hierarchy. I pay Maida a fraction of what I pay you, and you a fraction of what I pay me.
If money makes the hierarchy, why is Marguerite making the decisions?
We need her. We let her think what she likes, so long as she does what she's told.
What if she doesn't?
For enough money, she will. People always do.
Yeah. People rules the world. Money.
We're already 200 meters below sea level. You want to go deeper?
Look around us, Chief. Water leaking through the hull, water outside the hatch. We're drowning real slow. If rescue arrives, whatever shot us down, it's gonna do it again and again until it's shut off. You see an off switch around here, Chief?
Why would it any more likely be half a kilometer down?
Your kid found something on the scanner. There's something down there. Something that shouldn't be.
You're mad.
I'm going all the same, and I've an idea you two are gonna follow. But if you do, be mindful. Your authority stopped at sea level.
Oh, whoa. Melody.
Please, stop fighting and listen. We're sick.
What?
How?
You've been coughing, right? Feeling itchy? Blisters?
Yeah.
The biometrics would have warned us if we were sick.
It's something new. It's not in the database.
Come on, then. What's it gonna do? Turn us inside out? Dissolve us into jelly?
It's an alien bacteria. It's everywhere. Every organism on this planet. It's altering our genetic code.
How are the creatures surviving if they're infected?
I don't know yet.
Want me to cut some of them open for you? Find out what makes them tick?
No.
Just tell me what you need, son. Materials, equipment.
Can I have some quiet? I need some time to think.
Oh yeah, now they see that there. Sick. Alright. And now...
Margaret, Maida has boarded the habitat.
What are you so happy about, Maida?
Say, kid, I brought you something.
Is that a Leviathan outside?
Towed it home on the back of the sub.
You killed that thing?
It's still breathing. I was about to finish the job, but I can stay and chat if you'd like. No? Then make yourself useful and pass me that hardened blade.
Are you out of your mind? You brought that thing here? What if it's not as dead as it looks? What if others come?
You prefer it got curious and came of its own accord, or got messed up and dragged here?
When we get off this planet, I am going to drag you through every court in the damn Federation.
Oh, now let's see. Disaster.
I have had it with you risking our lives.
Oh, stow it, Chief. The kid can't kill this disease without fish to study. I'm just bringing him home.
But tell her. Tell her I'm right.
You're both wrong. Marguerite, I can't find out how they resist the bacteria if you slaughter them all.
It ain't always they oblige in coming in alive.
He means you're being reckless.
Father, the outcome's no better if we hole up in here and don't go outside. That we have to find a middle way.
There is no compromise. Not while she's on my sea base.
Your sea base?
I'm going outside.
Bard, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Bart, come in. It's dangerous. Damn it, boy. I know you can hear me.
Chief, get off the radio and put on your helmet.
What?
Brace!
Oh. Alright. Yeah. Rip then. User Paul Torgan requests cross-referring of all environment. Yeah. Environment log. I've seen that. Now let's listen to the Chief's log.
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Bart, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the lifepod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the degasi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years.
Yeah. 10 years. 10 years. 10 long years.
You know what Maida told me today? She wants to build a habitat 500 meters below sea level,
yeah.
more than a kilometer northeast of here. And she needs Bart and I to do it. She's got it into her head that she can save us if she just acts recklessly enough. But I've hauled Star Wars to Neptune, Plasteel to the Federation. This family operates 9 different mining colonies across the Ariadne Arm. Maida thinks she's better suited to lead. Her contract still says otherwise. But I just cannot damn well tell whether it's the stupidest idea I ever heard, or my only hope. I turned 80 years old last week. I thought I had another 80 in me, but marooned on this planet, there's no swapping out of my liver when the old one fails. Here, I'm mortal. And Maida is useful. So, it's my responsibility to make a decision. Return to the island and hope whatever knocked the degasi out of the sky won't do the same to the rescue ship. Or take us deeper in search of answers. And all the while be hoping old age gets me before the sea monsters do. I'll give Maida just one thing. She was right about these caves. There's enough lithium there to fabricate 100 tons of plasteel. Enough for a damn fleet of Cyclops submarines. There was nothing anyone could have done to avoid crashing here. But I was right to order the detour. If we get off this planet, they'll be talking about the Torgal share price on the other side of the Federation.
Yeah. So if he would have been rescued, he really would have taken out the whole planet. Enough for a damn fleet of Cyclops submarines. Yeah, well, that's yeah, that's true. But it's not only lithium that I need, but the end.
Came out of nowhere. An alien kraken, bigger than a Cyclops. Tore a hole clear through the reinforced hull. I barely got my breather in time. I told her. I said others would come. The rupture threw me clear of the habitat, and the monster turned and bore down on me. Just as its tentacles came within reach, Maida appeared out of nowhere. She had a sea glide in one hand, a jagged piece of scrap metal in the other. She meant to butcher that beast or die trying. The last I saw her, she had the metal lodged in its neck as the monster did its best to shake her, contorting off into the darkness. I'm certain she got her wish, one way or another. Then I thought I saw a light deep below me. I hoped maybe Bart had swum clear. I followed it. Now I wonder whether I saw anything at all. Our oxygen is low. The habitat is gone. I can't see the sky. Something surely has the scent of my blood.
This is rather, well, sad history about the degasi survivors. Yeah. Okay. Here's a few here, and then indigenous life forms, and then we're through. And ready to progress in the mine story here. I still don't know yet if I'm gonna show these two episodes at the end, or, well, chronologically. I still don't know yet. I have to try that out. Think about that. Anyway, I should have enough. I do. Eat. And continue a bit with the history. Operations log. Altera HQ last recorded transmissions.
Average long-range transmission delay, 8 hours. Opening last recorded transmissions.
This is an emergency distress call. Aurora is on collision course with planet 4546b. Sending all available environmental data. Please respond with rescue solution. Out.
This is Altera HQ. Attached to this message, you should find the blueprints for an escape ship that we calculate will be capable of breaking orbit and getting you back to the nearest phase gate. Now, it's designed to use materials you can find in situ, but it's gonna need one hell of a power source. Now, we'll be sure to...
Aurora long-range communications relay offline.
Oh no. Now we'll be sure to... Oh no. Okay. What's it gonna be? What was that? Anyway, Altera Alm's pamphlet. Charity is an archaic concept which, with the realism of today's Alterans, has rendered obsolete. We understand that we are each responsible for ourselves, but the best way to get the most for ourselves is to work together with Altera. The implication of this reasoning is clear. If someone is in need, they must find a way to be needed. Altera Alps is a training academy for those that need to be needed. We're not a charity because we don't ask for handouts. We prefer to think of ourselves as a philanthropic beneficence facilitation service promoting synergy between employer and workforce. AA operators on a lottery system. By investigating any number of credits you will be entered into our prize draw. Larger investments yield higher chances of winning. Your credits will go toward training unskilled colonists in vital tasks such as maintenance and interpretation of skills. Colonists receive this training voluntarily and free of charge on condition of a minimum contract with one of our investments on completion of their training. Altera launches the Aurora. Phasegate announced for the ornate arm. Altera launches the Aurora. The first reaches of inhabited space are due to expand as Altera Corporation launches a newly constructed capital ship carrying a phasegate bound for the ornate arm. The Aurora will travel from a space dock on the edge of Altera space, making hundreds of consecutive phasegate jumps through 9 different Transgov authorities, and arrive on the far side of our Ariadne arm in 3 months' time. From there, the command crew will pilot the ship beyond the final phasegate, arriving in the next solar system approximately 18 months later. There, the elite team of engineers will begin a 6-month construction project on the new phasegate, a multi-trillion credit investment. In the absence of existing infrastructure in the region, the vessel is equipped with advanced thermal and nuclear power facilities. Altera Corporation currently operates 9% of all phasegates in the galaxy. If the Aurora mission is successful, Altera will have outmaneuvered a cable of Mongolian corporations operating a range of outposts and mines in the region. Corporate profile: Torgal Corporate. Torgal Corporation is a long-standing family-run clan that operates almost a dozen mining and trading operations. The company's share price hit an all-time high on an announcement by a Mongolian cable of their intention to construct a new phasegate utilizing Torgal materials. These plans were put on hold when Bort Torgal, the intended leader of the new mining operation, disappeared along with his father roughly a decade ago. Yeah, on this planet. Join Altera's board of directions. It's not about money. That's what every director on Altera's board has told me, and I believe them. Profitability is just an interim measure of success. Power and status are the real goals. Make enough profit for Altera Corporation? Yeah. And you will be recognized by the most powerful business people in the universe. Establish a company that obliterates the competition, and after compulsory buyout, you can be promoted to the board of directors. Perks include travel, free use of company phasegates, entourage, personal assistance for every facet of your life, longevity, automatic organ replacement. Wow! Altera, get what you deserve. Geological data. Magnetite. Magnetite is an iron oxide valued for its magnetic potential. Amongst other qualities, it is used in many Federation technologies, including sonar and torpedo system, essential for advanced fabrication. Yeah. It was very hard to find this magnetite. Oh yeah, it was. Nickel ore. Nickel is a medium-hard ductile metal used extensively in production of strong metal alloys. It has applications throughout the construction industry. Alright. Then life forms. Brine coral. A permanent growing colony of microscopic organisms This coral species has adapted to filter carbon dioxide from the environment, using the carbon to build a colony on expelling the oxygen from specialized exhaust funnels. It is quite hardly suggesting samples from a mature specimen could be grown artificially. Huh. Okay. Artificially. Interesting. Air tanks are equipped to siphon oxygen from the water where possible. Table coral. Each disc is an individual colony of microorganisms filtering nutrients from the water. Growth patterns indicate that colonies are in direct competition for positions with superior current or light. Unlike other coral species, its structure is malleable, softly pulsating, and it pumps nutrients to its extremities and only turning rigid when it senses physical assault. The jewel-like nodes in the surface are concentrated builds up of rare minerals the coral is unable to process, as well as exploitable in computer chip fabrication. Carnivores. Biter. Vicious pack-hunting predator. 94% muscle, 4 connective tissue, 2% brain. Indiscriminate when hungry, almost always hungry. Specialized olfactory antenna employed in detection of bodily fluids in the water at impressive range. Secondary pair of eyes, likely dedicated of detecting the peripheral movement of large predators and hungry members of its own species. Overdeveloped tailed fin, feathers outpacing and outnumbering their prey over individual maneuverability. Calculations suggest creatures up to 100 the biter's body weight could succumb to a focused assault by a pack of 10. Advancement our packs try not to bleed. The blighter, something else like the other one. Small predator that shares close resemblance to the more common biter, but tends towards a more solitary, less aggressive hunting style. Olfactory stalk. While the red-tipped protrusion on the blighter's head once served as essentially a purchase, it has adapted not to chase but to coax its prey into its path. As prey creatures are attracted to the dancing of the stalk, the blighter can dart forward to catch and consume them. One row of sharp, piercing teeth is all the blighter needs to tear through its prey. Eyes. This creature has found little use for eyes in the deep, dark caverns it inhabits, and its eyeballs are likely sensitive to nothing more than broad fluctuations in local light sources, e.g. when a meal is crossing its path. Avoid or incapacitate. Yeah. Just one hit with the blade, and that's it. That one. Yeah. This lifeform appears to live in symbiosis with the local flora. All encountered specimens have been located within 50 meters of jelly shroom flora, frequently within the plants themselves. Jaws. The crab snake has 2 pairs of fangs and 1 larger claw on either side. It plunges these claws into its prey, locking them in place while the inner jaw tears through the flesh. Jelly shroom symbiosis. Jelly shroom provide a perfect lair from which to ambush their prey and protect their young. The presence of crab snakes likely deters herbivores from feeding on the jelly shroom itself, thus ensuring the relationship continues. Behavior. Crab snakes display territorial behavior when threatened, patrolling the cave systems in which they reside. Avoid. The river prowler, a fast, agile predator discovered at great depth. Jaws. Powerful jaws used for both savaging prey and warding off larger predators. Torso. Its eel-like torso is high vulnerable, consisting predominantly of spinal column and cartilage. It shows significant overlap with other eel-like predators on 4546b. Attack profile. It will aggressively keep its jaws facing its opponent, but smaller, faster lifeforms may have the advantage. Avoid. Sea Trader. Yeah, that one. A vast bidaphil leviathan which roams the reefs in herds, grazing the seafloor. Antennae on the creature's head can detect a range of scents, helping the sea traders to find fresh grazing pastures, avoid the path of large predators, and sense chemical signals from others of their kind. Carpus. Thick armor protects the creature from attack by all but the largest of carnivores. 2 legs extend from the rear. Elongated snout used to siphon up plant material from the seafloor and maintenance balance. Deceased. Rib cage samples. A display cage contains an array of rib cage harvested from the indigenous life forms. There is a particular focus on this instance on vertebrate skeletal structures, while some of these skeletons match organisms encountered on the planet so far. Most cannot be matched with confidence, suggesting either that there are species out there not yet accounted for, or that they have become extinct since these samples were collected. A simple non-sentient organism found attached to land with high levels of fossilized organic matter. It feeds on this matter until it reaches maturity, at which point it divides to create 2 new genetically identical offspring, and the cycle continues. Leader. A simple parasitic organism, little more complex than the common space tick, but just as sturdy. Tactile stack, used for collection and digestion of blood drawn from host creatures. Jaw, rows of teeth and mandibles used to attach to the skin of its victims. Behavior: the bleeder, low speed, and poor defenseless suggests they have evolved primarily as carrion feeders, but they are also prone to target larger living creatures, which are less likely to notice and take action against this parasite. Yeah. Assessment: inconvenient and unhygienic, avoid or incapacitate. Broad crawler, an agile territorial scavenger that moves and packs across the seabed, closely relates to the amphibious cave crawler but adapt to deep sea conditions. Legs: the greatest difference between the crawlers on 4546b are the 4 legs, which extend more than a meter from the blood crawler's torso, allowing it to move at surprising speed across the seabed and even to scale walls. Torso: the blood crawler can lower its entire body to bring its mandibles within grasping distance of the carrion on which it feeds, while retaining the maneuverability it requires to avoid its predators. Assessment: necessary waste recycler, avoid or incapacitate. Cave crawler: agile territorial carrion feeder, well adapted to both land and sea. Gas exchange membrane: absorbs essential gases from the air or water for basic body regulation. Mandibles: this species seeks out corpses in packs before defending its claim while the corpse is devoured. Non-necessary waste recycler, avoid or incapacitate. The fun is done. Then here are a few, and then we're done. Asian mushroom, a common spore being fungi species. The flesh contains a highly acidic compound which leaches into the water if the outer skin is penetrated. It is not clear which the predator species necessitated such extreme countermeasures, but the Asian mushroom's number suggests it has successfully deterred most of them. Inedible, as it has applications in battery fabrication. Bulbo tree, a bulb-based flora which roots to the ground and sprouts. Turquoise levers analysis suggests the sap produced by this plant is poisonous to insects, but can be harvested and consumed by humans for its high water content. Edible, high water content. Chinese potato plant. The Chinese potato is common throughout China territories where synthetic foods are still stigmatized, and there remain large tracts of arable land on which to grow fresh produce. Genetically designed prior to expansion, this plant is highly adaptable to different environments and a staple of new colonies galaxy-wide. Edible. Land. Crab basket, an orange-colored land plant which usually contains a thick, protein-rich sludge on its base. This may suggest a carnivorous life cycle, wherein grubs and insects are attracted to the bright petals, make their way to the center of the plant, but are unable to scale back up the slim inner leaves and are ultimately digested. Mining plant, a hardy specimen which grows on land. The waist-like trunk protects the root system from predators and self-repairs over time, explaining the characteristic cracks on the side. Pink cap, A land-based fungus species which harvestable spores inedible. Sprickle bladder. A brittle land plant containing large spores which generate a characteristic rattle when the plant is shaken. This may act to ward off predators or even encourage predators as a means of spreading the spores. You have to think about that. They had to really make everything of that. Some programmers to write all that down. So wow, good job. Anchorpods. These unusual flora specimens have been encountered exclusively on the deep reefs. They consist of a large spherical gas-filled membrane anchored to the sea floor by its root system. At these depths, it is unlikely the structure is designed to enhance access to sunlight, but rather to pods' ability to propagate. Once the pods obtain sufficient height, they burst, releasing spores which catch the currents and disperse around the local area. Cave bush, a purple luminescent species which grows well at hardly turn away from sunlight. Eye stalk, a cave-dwelling tuber dotted with luminescent photosensitive eyes. These eyes may in some way direct the twisted growth of the stem themselves, possibly in reaction to other light sources, proximity of cave walls, or other environmental conditions. Furled papyrus. The function of the distinctive curled leaves on this aquatic plant is not immediately clear. It is possible the leaves unfurl in low light conditions, or that they are designed to channel water currents through the main body of the plant, thus enhancing nutrient take-up. Jelly shroom. A life form unique to a macrocosm located in a cave system deep within the grassy plateaus, where a high concentration of carnivorous life forms wards off smaller predators. It consists of a tough, trunk-like base form which grows a fragile purple membrane. Membrane structure suggests vulnerability to predation, but evidence thereof is lacking. Unknown defensive mechanisms, possible symbiotic relationships. Question. Violet blue. A common luminescent plant which grows in patches on the seabed. Here we are. Done. Finished. That's it with the databank. Okay, we finished the databank, and in the next episode we're ready to go with the Cyclops. I'll be around. I don't have to forget this one. I already have the plastic ingot in the base there. I have everything here. I have the iron cubes. So let's just do it. I'll do it in the next episode. So yeah. If you liked it, then don't forget to subscribe and also thumbs up. This was a Super F in a very long video, but yeah, it was necessary. Have a nice day and see you soon.